Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to show you how to properly set up your saxophone for the first time for beginners. Normally I have my students open their cases from the floor, not from up here, but just for this video purpose. I'm going to do it from up here so you can see it. But yes, always from the floor, so in case you open it backwards or upside down, there's no place for it to fall. Okay, so first thing is you want to make sure the case is the correct side up. So usually the labels are on the front, and everybody's case is going to be different. This is a zipper case, as you can see, and then some of you guys might have a hard case with latches. So normally latches go up, so when you snap them, the latches should go up. And make sure the front zipper here is facing you when you're opening it, or the latches are facing you when you're opening it. And make sure, obviously, it's not upside down, so it doesn't fall out. Okay, so this one's a zipper case. Go ahead, I'm gonna open it. Okay. Voila. Oh, here we go. And so there's your saxophone. Ooh, okay. So as you can see, the case is obviously for a saxophone, and it's cut a certain way, so the saxophone goes in the same way that that it goes out. So you want to make sure that you remember how the saxophone was sitting there, okay, before you take it out. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the saxophone just to kind of show you. Okay, so we want to make sure that whoa, this is pretty heavy, especially for an elementary school student. So I'm actually going to put it back. Okay, right back in there. Okay, as you can see, put it back same way I found it. All right, so I'm going to see what is in here. Okay, and all the cases are sort of different. You might have a case that has separate cutouts for your mouthpiece and your neck. So let's go over some of that. This is going to be your neck, the neck piece for the saxophone. You have your mouthpiece. You have your ligature that goes with the mouthpiece. Okay, and here's the most important part of your saxophone. This thing. You cannot play without this thing. What is it? It is a neck strap. Okay, so actually the first thing we do whenever we set up our saxophones is we wear our neck strap. Very, very important. Okay, okay, so I've got the neck strap, and I'm going to talk really quickly about your neck piece here. So if you have a brand new saxophone, you see that there is one little piece here that is made out of cork, and it's really important that we make sure this cork is not super dry, otherwise it could rip, and if you rip the cork, your mouthpiece won't fit on here, and you'll have to get it recorked, which is expensive. So we want to make sure this is nice and greased up at all times, and that's what this thing is for. It's cork grease. Okay, so if it's new, okay, you probably want to do this maybe once a week or so. So I'm just gonna kind of show you. I'm just gonna kind of put a little bit on. We don't want to overdo it. Okay, it kind of comes out like chapstick, but it's not chapstick. Don't put it on your mouth. Okay. Put the cork grease away. Okay, so you see how there's like chunks of white on there? We don't want that either. So use your fingers and kind of spread it around evenly so it kind of goes away. Okay, it's kind of nice and greasy and kind of moist, I guess. Okay, and like I said, you don't want to overdo it. We don't want chunks of white cork grease to remain on the cork. This kind of gets gunky. Okay. Good. All right. So that's the neck. So now the neck is ready to go. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the main saxophone here. Let me get the saxophone out. And we want to be careful when we pick up the saxophone, we're not grabbing on super hard with our hands and grabbing onto the keys. You see that there's lots of keys on this thing. So I'm trying to hold the areas where, well, there aren't a lot of keys. Okay, so I'm trying to hold there. I'm holding the bottom here, just safe. Okay, and you need to immediately find the place where you hook your neck strap to so you can secure your saxophone. This thing is pretty heavy to just keep holding, and you don't want to just like lie it down here and then accidentally have it fall off and break, because this is pretty expensive to get fixed or replaced. Okay, so here's my neck strap. Okay, and the neck straps are all different too, so I'm not sure. Some of you guys might have like a kind of like a hook like this. Others might have an open hook where you don't have like a little clasp thing, but here's the little hook right here to hook this onto. Go ahead and hook it, and it's connected. Now it's not really going to go anywhere, but you know, you never know, so just in case, I always have it on my lap. We're not going to ever really hang it until we're ready to play. Okay, all right, so let's see the neck. Here's the neck. So the neck piece goes right on top right here, and you guys should see a screw that's right here. Make sure this is kind of loose, but don't loosen it all the way that the screw falls out. Just a little bit. Okay, so you're gonna gently twist and turn. Key word is always twist and turn. Gently twist and turn. Okay. Okay, and it should glide right in. Okay, and then once it's in, you can kind of screw this guy back in just a little bit. Doesn't need to be super tight. It's not gonna go anywhere. And just kind of to let everybody know that we really, when we grab onto the neck, we never want to grab on to this mechanism right here. I think this is the easiest thing that kids bend during their first year, and then the register key doesn't work, and they can't get their D's out. So it's just really important that we leave this thing alone completely. Just try not to touch it at all. Okay, so there's your saxophone. This is pretty easy setup wise. There's not many pieces. It's kind of all in one. Here's your mouthpiece. I usually try to put the mouthpiece on before the reed, and I probably won't go over the reed part in this video. So I'm going to push my mouthpiece onto the neck where the cork is, and it went right in because I greased it up. So it's very, very easy. If you feel a lot of resistance when you're trying to put the mouthpiece on your neck, that means you don't have enough cork grease on your cork. Do not force it. Just stop what you're doing, get your cork grease out, re-grease it, and try again. Okay, it should go right in. You see, twist and turn, twist and turn, twist and turn, very gently. And you don't want to push it all the way in, and you don't want it to be like way out here either. Okay, just about halfway. You can kind of stop. Okay, and the top of the reed, top of the mouthpiece looks like that, and the bottom would be down here. Okay, so that's would be the proper way to set up your saxophone. Okay, and you're kind of ready to go. I guess I'll talk about this just a little bit, but one of the most important things to adjust when you're playing your saxophone is your neck strap. Very, very important that your neck strap is tight. So as you kind of saw, that if I loosen my neck strap all the way, my saxophone hangs all the way down here. I can't really reach the mouthpiece. It goes right here. That's not how we want to play. So we want to kind of tighten the neck strap just enough so you feel the weight of the saxophone on your neck. You should never have to feel that you are holding the saxophone with your arms, because you're not. Your neck the neck strap, your neck right here, these muscles here, that's what's actually holding your instrument up. Okay, because these guys have another job to do. Okay, these guys have to be, you have to put down fingers. There's lots of things for your hands to do, but it should not be holding the weight of your saxophone. Okay, so you'll know if you have the right height if you're sitting up straight, kind of hang the saxophone. My elementary students hang their saxophones on the right hand side. Okay, and if the mouthpiece kind of touches your mouth. And actually this is too low still, so that means it needs to be tighter. Tighter. Just a little. Oh, goes right in. There's no reed, so I can't play. That'll be another video. So that's how to set up your saxophone. So I'm gonna go ahead, take everything off again. So again, twist and turn. Twist and turn. Mouthpiece, let's put that away. Okay, and I'm gonna take the neck piece off. So I'm gonna loosen the screw right here. Again, gently twist and turn. Notice I'm not gonna be touching this part at all. You don't wanna do this, okay? And yank it off, okay? We just gently, with a couple fingers, just twist it, turn it, twist it, turn it, and it come right off. Right off, okay? Okay, and then finally, the last part should be your neck strap. Comes off, unhook it. Again, take your saxophone and put it back in its case. And I'll show you guys. Okay, so it's back in its case, how I found it. And don't forget to loosen your neck strap. You take it off and put it back in its pocket. So everything should kind of go in your case. And like I said, all the cases are slightly different, so you might have little pockets here and there for your mouthpiece or for your neck piece, but everything should kind of fit in your case. The only thing you don't want to stuff in here is your book, or you don't want to put anything on top of the saxophone and then shut it. That would damage your saxophone and the mechanism and the keys, so we don't ever want to do that. So if there's a pocket for something like your reeds or your neck piece or your cleaning swab, it all goes in this pocket. Right there. Okay. And zip it up. Zip it up. And you're done. And that is how to properly set up and disassemble your saxophone.